Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode where we're booking the Yes Movement in TEW 2020. This took place in the year 2013, and it was the around the time of the rise of Daniel Bryan. So with that, let's get into it. As you can see on our previous shows, the last show was Smackdown. We had the Shield attack Daniel Bryan after his defeat to CM Punk. In the main event there, CM Punk will now go on to face John Cena at Extreme Rules. And Daniel Bryan, obviously, is teaming with Kane. They're the tag team champions. They've been in this feud with the Shield, who want the tag team titles. They put a beating on him at the end of the show. Kane was nowhere to be found. He was the one who cost Daniel Bryan the match. Was it an accident? It would seem so, but time will tell. John Cena was the one who came down to chase the Shield off. So he helped Daniel Bryan to his feet. CM Punk got back in the ring. Looked like he was going to set Cena up for something, maybe it's the GTS. But when Cena turned around, Punk was just stood naturally, and then they just had a bit of a face off. So we don't know what's going on there. We've got Randy Orton randomly attacking Dolph Ziggler, although he is feuding with Jericho. Backstage, they were they were just having a chat, and Orton came and attacked both of them with a chair. He then laid down a challenge to Ziggler for his World Heavyweight Championship, so that obviously was on his mind. Big Show and Sheamus, they went through a match where they weren't allowed to touch each other. They're not allowed to physically harm each other before Extreme Rules because of all of the backstage chaos they've been causing. This was set up on a previous episode by the Sole Authority, Stephanie McMahon. Big Show went on to win the match, pinning Alberto Del Rio. This came about. Sheamus was tagged in, but because Big Show was down and he was the legal man, they had to make Sheamus tag back out, which got Big Show time to get back up, tag somebody else in, hit the WMD on Del Rio, and his team got the win. So after the match, Big Show was taunting Sheamus, begging him to hit him, insulting him. Sheamus had enough, went for the bro kick, but pulled it back at the last second, and Big Show was left covering up like a cowering mess. Sheamus walked off happy with himself. Big Show looking a bit silly there. Them two will have a match at Extreme Rules as well. The rest of the show speaks for itself. You can go back and watch that video. It's on the channel. You can check out the playlist. I'll pop a card up. It should be appearing above now. Right then, let's get into Raw then, shall we? I'll be back in just a moment. Alright guys, we're back. So let's get back into it. It's Monday Night Raw. So then, this is how we're set up. We've got one less match. If you can see here, I've got like my 3 matches. I normally have 4 on Raw that are set to try and steal the show. Try and get the best performance out of them. It gives it better ratings in matches. So yeah, I always have 3 on a 2-hour show and then 4 on a episode of Raw. But on this occasion, most of my main eventers are kind of in matches, or there's reasons why they're not. So let's get into it. So on the pre-show, Natty gets a win over Tamina. We have Wade Barrett, Antonio Cesaro, and Damian Sandow getting a win over Zeke, Sin-Cara, and JTG. That gets a 56. Kofi and R-Truth get a win over the Primetime Players. I don't normally like 2 singles guys going over an established tag team, but because of the popularity levels, then Kofi's in the Intercontinental Tag Team match at Extreme Rules. It was just the way it had to be. So we start the show off. CM Punk, John Cena, and Daniel Bryan come out to challenge the Shield after what happened at the end of SmackDown. But Paul Heyman makes his return. He comes out. He's really got to talk to CM Punk. He wants to be in his corner at Extreme Rules. He schmoozes him and whatnot. And Punk doesn't really understand. Like, he hasn't heard from him since he lost at Mania to The Undertaker. But Heyman says, like, look, I want to be your agent again. I want to be in your corner. And good news, I've got you out of this match with the Shield. And Punk's like, what? Why have you done that? So it hasn't give Cena and Daniel Bryan a chance to get a partner. So it's going to be a handicap match. Daniel Bryan and John Cena versus the Shield gets an 82, which is a great way to start the show. The Shield pick up the victory. Obviously, it's a handicap match. I know Super Cena's in the match, but not in my watch, kid. Dean Ambrose gets the win over Daniel Bryan with a Death Rider. Daniel Bryan got an 87 for his in-ring work. The match got the crowd buzzing. It could have been better, but Cena was off his game. Come on, Super John. Next, we have the angle where it's the Shield are furious. Obviously, they've got a match with Bryan and Kane at the next pay-per-view. Kane wasn't seen in the match. In the previous match, he didn't get involved, but he's been acting a bit weird lately. The Shield are about to bomb. They've got the table ready. Power bomb John Cena and Daniel Bryan when the flames come out of the ring. Kane comes storming down. He takes all three men out on his own, like Super Kane. And Cena and Bryan get back to the feet, and there's a face-off of all three, and the Shield back off. And Kane and Daniel Bryan hug in hopefully a nice moment. So they're back on the same page. They're going into the pay-per-view united against Rollins and Reigns. So nice to get some feel-good moments in the show. Next, we've got Ryback and the Great Cali. They have great chemistry, and it showed in their performance. Wow. I'd never thought I would hear that about Ryback or the Great Cali, especially together. But the Ryback picks up the win with the shell shocked. That would have been an impressive sight. I don't know if that ever happened, but anyway. We have Dolph Ziggler backstage giving an interview. He's interrupted by Alberto Del Rio, who is slightly arrogant and annoyed that Dolph Ziggler would accept Randy Orton's title proposal on this show when he's supposed to be defending it against Del Rio. Del Rio thinks Ziggler's like an idiot for doing this, and Del Rio really wanted to win the title back off of Ziggler after he took it off him via the Money in the Bank cash-in. Ziggler tells him not to worry. He's got this under control. He is going to put on a show tonight and retain the title. I'm going to carry on. I'm not going to change anything there. Next up, Legacy get a win over Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal. Still no Drew McIntyre. He will return soon. I've given him a bit of time off. He'll come back repackaged. Hopefully to a similar Drew. Obviously, he's not going to be as big because it took a while for him to get that. But yeah, we're starting to build a new Drew. He's probably going to kick the hell out of 3MB and move up the card. That's the plan anyway. Another one where DBRC seemed off his game. There's a few people being off their game. It's really affecting these match ratings. Jericho gets us back on track with a 93 promo. He's pretty much going to send a message to Randy Orton via Jack Swagger, giving him a beating that he will never, ever forget. Jericho picks up the win of 71, which is decent. Pleased with that. The match got the crowd buzzing. The Divas are backstage. The Bellas still not happy that they're not in the championship contention and that Caitlyn and AJ are. They attack Caitlyn. And who comes to make the save? It's AJ. So AJ's turned babyface, as she should have. So yeah, it's going to make a face versus face match at Extreme Rules. But I'm happy with that. I didn't want AJ as a heel. I've got to change a gimmick. She can't be a psycho face. We have Mark Henry and Big Show. It was meant to be Ryback, but because I wanted to start a team with Mark Henry and Ryback to see how they got on, but then that would have, because they're in my Intercontinental title feuds storyline, that may have affected, because I wasn't too impressed with what this rating was going to be, and if I hadn't have, then I may have been in storyline trouble again, because if you look at that, even with Big Show, who's more popular than Ryback, he got 52. So I'm glad I didn't do that. But Big Show needed a win. Sheamus has got a rest on this show because it was it said that he needed it. Ryback did need the rest as well, but I have to use my popular guys. So Sheamus has got a rest this time. Ryback hopefully will get a rest on SmackDown. We'll get to that on the next episode. Kane is... sorry, it's not Kane. Fandango and Summer are dancing backstage. Fandango does a fancy twirl with Summer Rae and knocks her into Kane. Kane snaps, drags Fandango out to the ring, and absolutely destroys him. So Kane was shown subtle heel turn mannerisms. There's like two Kanes at the moment. There's the Kane who's friends with Daniel Bryan, and then this Demon Kane character that is uncontrollable. Wade Barrett wants to fight Kofi on SmackDown. He's talking about his street fighting background and that he's going to win both the Intercontinental and United States Championships in this fatal four-way. And he's going to soften up Kofi Kingston on SmackDown. Gets an 81. Maybe he had some bad news for Kofi. Next up, Paul Heyman calls out Triple H to the ring. He obviously keeps his distance because Triple H has pedigreed him in the past. He's taunting Triple H, basically saying what he said on the video call in a previous episode, that Brock Lesnar's in the best shape of his life. He's never seen him so mean and angry, and he's going to destroy Triple H. Triple H finally catches up to Heyman, and he's about to hit him again. He punches him. He's going to set him up for a pedigree, and Heyman's like, wait! Brock Lesnar will be at SmackDown next week. And the game looks shocked. So yeah, there's going to be a big face-off between the two on SmackDown. That gets an 83. The Usos get a shock win over the New Age Outlaws. Obviously, the Outlaws wanted to go on another title run, but a surprise roll-up on Road Dogg. They pick up a win here. This is starting a little mini feud between the two. After the match, though, after a bit of a whispering conversation, that the Outlaws shake hands with the Usos and show a bit of respect. Like a well done, kids kind of thing, and that gets us 62. In our main event, only 77, Dolph Ziggler gets a win over Randy Orton after a distraction by Chris Jericho. Del Rio was also at ringside. Obviously, he kept trying to get Dolph the win and getting the crowd into it and whatnot. And then afterwards, no, we're not having any turns during this, but we are here because Jericho and Randy brawl to the back. Del Rio helps Dolph to his feet and celebrates with him. Gestures to him to go up and celebrate with the title. And then as he comes down, he wraps him up in an armbar and starts punching and absolutely decimates Dolph, turning heel, which we will do now. It gets a great, that's brilliant. Although his mic skills have took a small penalty, which is not great. And his turn was a complete success. That gets us an 84 to end the show. And we got an 82 overall, which is amazing. So our storylines are still intact. That's our best show so far. That great match at the beginning of the show with the Shield and Cena and Bryan, I'm pleased with. Things are heading in the right direction, guys. I'm really pleased. In a couple more shows or so, maybe towards the second pay-per-view, which I think is Payback, I'm sure we'll start to see high 80s and low 90 rated matches as well as angles as we continue to grow everyone's popularity. So I'm going to get back to the office and I'll see you then. Hey guys, we're back. Let's get into the office then. So, welcome to my office, guys. Let's have a look at what's been going on. Orlando Corlan has changed body type. He's gone from toned to muscular. Ooh, I'll have to look into that. He may have gained some star quality there. So, drug testing. We got an 8.5 TV rating, which is a 6.3 million viewers, with a total of 6.5 million viewers. Ryback, yeah, and Del Rio need time to heal. Right, so they're not going to be in matches on SmackDown. I'm going to make a note. Del Rio, you can't see that. You can only see the first bit. And who was it? Del Rio and Ryback, yeah. So either not on the show or just in angles. Right then. Let's check our storylines. So the Divas Championship is at 53. Still not good enough. I've stopped putting them in matches on the show. Well, I need to put the Bella Twins together because that match has brought it down. So I'm trying to keep them in angles. Yeah, because every time I put the Bella Twins together, they're going to be brought into the storyline because there's two of them in it. So I need to, if I team them together, I wonder if I'll have to test that out. So yeah, I'll just have to be careful of putting them in tags because it's going to drag it down. Divas Contenders, yeah, there's no way. They're not popular enough to get out of the 40s yet. So Intercontinental Championship, we're at 74. Barrett's promo on the show got us an 81, which is brilliant. The Contenders, yeah, these guys aren't ready to... they're not ready to be getting those types. So Cesaro there got a 68 with Jericho, but I must have had Swagger at ringside or something like that for it to affect that. So yeah, without more popular guys in the feuds, these aren't really going to work just yet. But in the next few months, hopefully, we'll start to see some guys rising up. Obviously, we had the Triple H calling out of Paul Heyman that Lesnar's going to be on the next show to pass that one over. This has gone up to an 82 because the Shield angle and match So the last 3 angles with the Shield have all, yeah, because Bryan and Kane are in that, so that is definitely boosted that storyline. So I made the right decision moving them there. Yeah, these teams aren't anywhere near ready. So yeah, they just need more matches with more popular guys, getting some viewership. Maybe a big tag team match on a pay per view, a four-way tag or something. But Extreme Rules is already booked. Yeah, Jericho and Orton were involved a lot here. And Cena and Punk were in the angle at the beginning of the show, but that doesn't seem to have. Oh yeah, there it is at the bottom. Yeah. So, and then our championship contenders is an 82. Obviously Del Rio and Ziggler, and yeah, Sheamus was having a rest on this show. So, let's have a look at some of the wrestlers, see if we've had any movement. So Del Rio, there's a couple of movements of up to 69 popularity in a few areas, so that's good. The higher up we can get these guys, the better the show and match ratings we'll be able to get. Still no movement for Cesaro. I don't know if that poor gimmick change and his chilly momentum stopping him from getting any, but I keep putting him in matches with people higher up the card. Although he's losing, he's still getting some good match rating. So I thought he would. He had one with Jericho, and he didn't have a good match with Cesaro. I need to change my tactic with Cesaro. Big Show's moving up a little bit there, as you can see. Lesnar's not really been on any of the shows. Jericho's still moving up. He's up to 79. Christian's injured. Punk's going up to 84 now. Daniel Bryan dropped a bit, but he did lose the match. That was the reason why. I want the Shield guys to keep getting popular. Yeah, Dean Ambrose is up to 65 now. He's gone up like 64, 65. He's gone up 9 to 10 points since the start of the sip. So he is really rocketing up. Daniel Bryan's going to face Seth Rollins on SmackDown in my plans so far. And he's probably going to lose that as well. I know this might shock people, but yeah, I need to pass some of this popularity. And Daniel Bryan is just so good. Like he's eventually obviously going to end up in the title scene, but he's just that good that he doesn't need that much popularity, and he will get it back in spades easily. I'm quite confident of that. Yeah, Ambrose is doing well. Ziggler's on a massive uh, jump. He's up to 75, 76. He started at 70. Drew hasn't been used. I'm going to change Drew's picture because when he returns, he's not going to. Is it Galloway? Yeah, we'll go with that Drew. No, nothing for Epico. Evan Bourne. I've hardly used really. I need to use Evan Bourne more. Swagger's moved up to 51, which is good. Jey Uso's had one little bump there in New England. Same with Jimmy. Cena's dropped down 2 from that loss as well. I did have Daniel Bryan lose the fall, but yeah. So hopefully Reigns and Rollins have gone up a little bit. Again, Cena's at 83. I'm not concerned. He's still one of our most over guys, and his in-ring work's good enough that him and Punk will put on a really good match. Kane's obviously because he lost to Ambrose a couple of weeks ago. He has dropped quite dramatically. But again, that was planned. He's 46 years old. But if he can ping around between 63 and 70, then putting guys over, then that I'll be pleased with that. Kofi's gone up a bit. I think he did a little bit on the previous show, but he's up to 51 in more places now. Orton's dropped because he lost to Ziggler. But again, he'll be picking that back up because again he's going to have a run with the belt soon. Yeah, Romans is up to 59 now, which is great. R-Truth's still the same. He was all staggered like that from the start. Ryback hasn't changed much. Yeah, Rollins is up to 59.60. That's great as well. He should get another boost on SmackDown. If I'd still decide to put him over Bryan. Plus, they're going to win at Extreme Rules. The tag titles. Sheamus is risen, although he wasn't on the last show. That is the plan. I like more recent Sheamus than old school Sheamus, which I'm trying to build that character up like that. Wade Barrett's gone up a little bit. So yeah, the more consistent you are and strategic you are, if you get good ratings, the guys will eventually start to rock it up. It's just the first few shows it's difficult. Right, guys, I'm going to end it there. It's going to be difficult for me to get as many episodes out next week. I've done pretty much one a day, Monday to Friday, the last fortnight, but next week works. I'm on earlier shifts next week, so it is going to be more difficult. I will try, though. I do want to get SmackDown out and Extreme Rules. So, yeah, just bear with me. But, yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for those guys who've subscribed and liked the videos. I really appreciate it. If you can keep doing that, it just makes me really happy. So, thank you. And I'll catch you later, guys. Bye.